Shop Talk, baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the pimp house. Nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, Amber D in the building. What's going on, lady?
Nothing. Just, slow Saturday morning. Taking it easy. And it's cold, so just trying to stay warm.
It is extremely cold. It is extremely cold because I was sitting here looking and I said, my tea seemed like it. It was supposed to be hot tea because it's cold. It's iced tea. I was wondering, I said, did I forget to press 1 minute? Because I was on the rush. I was on the rush. And it was, let me see, this morning it was -3.
That sounds about right, yeah.
I said, it's super cold, super duper cold. The people with the big older houses are freezing, I'm sure.
I just turned on my thermostat this morning. I said, my furnace is doing too much. He needs a break.
It was hot?
I turned it down by like 3 degrees.
So
it won't kick on as frequently.
Okay. But is it warm?
I mean, it's okay. It's okay.
What you say? I'll deal with it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But it's manageable. The upstairs is warm. It's comfortable. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Be careful with those space heaters. You know I'm gonna do that out there for you lovely people. I got to put some knowledge and make you aware of how dangerous space heaters can be. Now the kerosene heater, are you familiar with those?
Yep, raised on those.
See,
those were scary.
Yeah, that's what I said. I would be a little nervous with the kerosene heater.
Always scary with it. I mean, yeah, it seems like it's blow up and just you look at it wrong. But yeah, we had them growing up. We had all the different kinds of space heaters.
Okay, now the kerosene heater. Now that's the one where you could get like carbon monoxide, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. No. Maybe.
Would you say maybe? Okay, I was just wondering, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just nervous with the kerosene heaters. They just sound real dangerous.
Yeah, they feel dangerous too. So
you said they feel dangerous. What do you mean?
Like, cause it's kerosene, it's ignited.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And there's like a little window. There's a cage around the outside, and there's like the actual unit, and then there's like a little window where you can see the flame. And it definitely seems dangerous.
Okay, somebody knew what they were doing then, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's just jump right into these hot topics. I was doing some reading. Watch this. Now, we know, the whole world, well, some of the world, it's like get vaccinated. That's what you need to do to protect yourself. And then we end up with another variant. We have all of them, the COVID-19, the Delta variant, the Omicron. It's just a whole lot. And they're recommending that you get vaccinated. And it's all good for those who get vaccinated and those who don't. Okay, protect yourself or cannot. Let me say that because a lot of people are just kind of throwing these people to the side, calling them all types of vulgar names, saying, you should be vaccinated, ready to throw some mud pies, what's the guy off of the Muppets? Bonzo? Or Gonzo, some Gonzo pies at the people because they're not being vaccinated. It's like, wait a minute, maybe they cannot. But let me say this. And then you got the booster. So, despite the recommendation of the CDC directive, some pharmacies, y'all heard me, don't come after me like that. Some pharmacies are refusing to give the fourth shot. to immunocompromised patients. Now it's a fourth shot.
Yeah, I was going to say it's multiple boosters now, so.
I'm concerned.
I mean, people do what you feel is in your best health, for yourself and your own situation, but I think it's weird. I think that it's not effective if you need to keep taking it. Like, I think that it doesn't make sense to me why we have to keep getting so many, or, they're recommending that. And if it turns into a thing, I think, now from what I remember hearing, they said it's going to turn into a thing where it's like the flu shot. You get it every year, you get a booster every year, whatever.
Do you get a booster with the flu shot?
No, you just get a new flu shot. They make a new strain.
That's why I was like, wait a second. And you
right, but but even with the flu shot, it's only once a year. And then not everyone gets the flu shot. It's elective. You don't have to get the flu shot if you don't want it, unless you work in like a hospital, or a lot of hospitals mandate the flu shot. So unless your employer mandates you to have the flu shot, you don't have to get the flu shot. So I don't know why people are pressed.
Go ahead.
About people not being vaccinated, because I do feel like it's going to continue. There's going to continue to be variants, and they're going to continue to recommend boosters or whatever. And I know one of the pharmaceutical companies, said they're making a Omicron specific vaccine.
Yeah, they're working on that.
Yeah, so
that's a lot.
It's a lot. That's why I'm just like, you gotta do what you feel is best for you. But,
okay.
Even if it wasn't the coronavirus, it'd be something else. There's all.
You don't want Dr. Fauci to come find you. That's what that's about. You like, do what's best for you, people. I don't want no static, none. Like
right, yeah. I mean, everyone has different circumstances and situations, but
they lost me with the 4. And it was because at the beginning it was like be fully vaccinated. You had the 2. Then you had the 1 vaccine that you only had to get the 1 shot. Then you're like, okay, get the booster, you'll be protected. So you're saying the same exact thing for each and every one. And then it's like, okay, why are we doing it again? And again. And again.
Right.
And that's where some pharmacies are like, no, we're not doing this. And I guess they don't want to be held responsible when these people, pass away from this, whatever it is. Yeah, the vaccine just constantly being in there.
What really made me not comfortable with the situation was that, the in America at least, the vaccine companies, you can't sue them if you have side effects or die or something from the vaccine. You remember that?
I think I do remember reading that.
You can't sue them. You can't sue them. They're not held responsible if you get sick. It's just up to bad. Sucks to be you.
Right? And then I did read somewhere where they were talking about the with the vaccine, you couldn't research it. Now, don't quote me on this, people. You guys do your research yourself. But it was something like you couldn't research it for like 40 years or something. Did you catch that?
Yeah, that's where they're not gonna have conclusive studies of the long-term effects, and I think that was 5 years. But yeah, it's a new vaccine, and then they're like, oh, it's not our fault if you have negative reactions, and it does seem like they're trying to suppress people telling their stories about negative reactions, particularly like women and their menstrual cycles changing and just like all type of stuff. If it seemed like it was like we are just sharing information and we are approaching this matter in a scientific way, and the negative is the negative and the positive is the positive, then I would be more receptive to it. But it seemed like there was a lot of suppression and like a lot of slanted media coverage.
Okay.
So yeah. That's my observation. Oh. Go
ahead. Just go ahead. That's your thoughts? Okay.
That's something that really, I was like, man, this is getting kind of weird. When it's like, oh, I thought we were supposed to have dialogue with opposing viewpoints. And it's at least on YouTube where they were like, oh, if you say anything negative about the vaccine, like your video will get flagged and taken down and all that type of stuff like that. So I think that's hurting more than helping whenever you're trying to suppress information from the public.
I agree. And to me, it is suspect, but, and not a but, and I'm feeling like now you're trying to put a muzzle on me. I'm okay with wearing the mask, but now you're trying to put a muzzle on me. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, no, you can't even talk about it. And dialogue is important. What's your viewpoint? Because to me now it's just like, okay, I don't care what you say. This is what we're doing, and I need everybody to jump on the bandwagon.
Right, like we're supposed to be cheerleaders for it, but it's just like even I feel like in anything else they'd be like, wait a minute, why is it doesn't seem like it's? I mean, they're saying it's effective, like it'll keep you from dying, but you were unlikely to die before, so unless you're like.
It's like, this is insane.
Like you're unlikely to need to be hospitalized, but if you have pre-existing conditions and things of that nature, then definitely it's in your best interest to take the vaccine. But then with the kids, that's a quagmire because the kids always had the highest survival rates. The kids were not even symptomatic most of the time. They were just spreading it to everybody else.
Do you remember when they were saying that the children couldn't get it?
Right. Yeah, and now we're talking about 5-year-olds need to get it.
Well, go ahead, Nick. What's your thoughts on it?
They don't know what they talk about. They don't know what's going on. Yeah, now children as young as 5 need to get a vaccination. They listen. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I really hope my niece, my brother, I hope they don't do that to my niece, my nephew. They don't know what they're talking about. I want them to be on one accord. 1 minute this group should have it. The next minute this group shouldn't have it. Then they're saying that once you get that, like we talked about that a couple weeks ago, you get vaccinated, then you don't have to worry about, now all of a sudden the vaccinated people are the ones that are spreading it even more now. Like, come on, let's get on one accord. Make sure you know exactly what you're talking about and you have this whole thing together before you start putting information out there. Because now we're constantly coming up with conflicting information about this virus. Just get it together. Take your time. I know they're trying to keep from the spread of it and keep from, losing more people. But
panic, you think?
Yeah, big panic. But truth be told, if you really want to know the truth, we're going to get into conspiracy theories. They put this out there in the first place for population control.
Okay.
And it got out of hand.
Okay, then. That's her thought. Rock with it, Nick. I'm not mad at you. I just think that you sound like, well, Meghan McCain didn't say that, but she was on The View and she was talking about how, and she was talking about Dr. Fauci. She said that she doesn't have trust in him because one day he says something and the next day he's saying something different and it's contradicting. Now, here's the thing. I would prefer the science. When they say listen to the science, I would prefer the science just say we're learning every day. This is what we found out today versus This is it, because it sounds like concrete information and then it's changing. So somebody's looking like a liar.
Exactly. It's never concrete information. Like you said, just go ahead and say, okay, we found this out today. We're trying to experiment with this just to see if we, what the reaction will be. If you're trying to save lives, then just be truthful about it. The government is good for covering up stuff.
Yeah. Look, they gonna flag us. Look.
Please don't flag them. The views of Nick the Voice is not the views of the whole entire show.
Right? There you go. There you go. What were you gonna?
Has anybody been following like what other countries are doing and how things are going in other countries.
Why are we the highest? We are leading. It didn't start here, but we are leading in the cases. I have to look it up, but I had all the stats the one day, and then as it changes daily. But we are leading. I know where I'm at now. In one day in Harris County alone, it was over 1 million cases.
Wow.
Over 1 million. And then the next day it was down to like 750,000 cases. So, and then, but it fluctuates. But looking at it, we are leading. And that doesn't make any sense. How is it that we're leading and some of these other countries are countries that you haven't even heard of? Very minimal. There's a couple countries that have maybe, and I have to go because I was pulling it up on my weather, on my phone on the weather, and then they have all the stats and everything. There's one country that I've never even heard of. It's probably a little island somewhere, but they literally only had 10 cases. I would like to be there right now.
You know what I think? And this is just my thought, and my thought are not the thoughts of the guest on Show Taco Mill or the co-host, okay? It was intentional. They're trying to destroy us. And I'm just going to say they, and you guys can figure that out, who the they are. Air quotes for the listening audience and my people in radio. Yeah, you can in Radio Land. Go ahead.
I mean, do you mean, are you saying, so I don't know if the they is the United States government or you mean like the Chinese government?
Okay, then. I'm going to go with B.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go with B. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, like, even with Trump being in office, some things he exposed that people needed to, listen to. So he wasn't all bad. Even like with TikTok, he was like, no, and look at TikTok. Everyone else is like, yes. And you see everything made in China. He's trying to bring things back to, and I'm not campaigning for him. Please understand that. Look, I'm like, please understand that. But he's like, buy American. And I was having a conversation and the individual said, American is so expensive. So,
it's true.
And that's why they buy made in China. That's why they buy in other countries. But even like Italy, you know what I mean? It's so expensive. But in China, it's not. So a lot of consumers are going that direction so they won't have to pay as much.
Well, I think that just goes back to like, like fast fashion and just...
You knew it was fashion. Yeah, and
it was, because if you think, like 100 years ago, 75 years ago, oftentimes people, particularly poor people, will only have like 1 or 2 pairs of shoes in their life. But those shoes were made to last. I actually have been watching some YouTube videos on shoemaking and shoe cobblers.
Okay.
And it's a very labor-intensive process to make like bespoke shoes. Or like a bespoke corset, like we were talking about, where, you can get a little fast fashion, little cheap fashion corset for like, $40, $30-$40. But a bespoke corset is going to be at least $300 minimum. And it's the same thing with shoes. Like if you get a pair of custom-made Italian leather shoes, that's $800 to $1,000, easy. Where you can go to Walmart and get a pair of $20.
You go get some made in China and wear them flip-flops one night.
And it seems like, okay, it's the cheap option, but it's really bad for the environment because there's so much waste because you're going through these products so quickly because they're made with such poor quality. And then as far as purchasing things made in America, if you're an entrepreneur, if you sell any products, you understand how hard it is to source materials, get a decent pay for your skill, your expertise, your talents, and also make a profit. So it's like you are contributing to like child labor and just like horrible conditions in other countries.
And they're still dealing with that, huh? They're still dealing with those child labor laws.
Right. They're still struggling with that. And then on top of that, it's really damaging to the environment. Like, it is. I think it's better to, save up and get something high quality than, once you're in a position. I feel like when you're young, it's practically impossible to do that. So
$800, $300. When you be like, okay, how long I'm gonna be at the party? I'm going late, and I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna leave early because that's when all the drama start. Because people are upset that they got to go home. So I'll have these shoes on probably for like an hour and a half, but I hope the heels don't buckle on me.
Right.
For a quick 50, you know what I mean? All right, I want to put this out here about obtaining the N95s. Did you get your N95, Nick? You get 3.
No, someone gave this to me. I have to go get another one. The other one, but yeah. A relative gave this to me. She was passing them out like, here you go.
Did she get hers from the Biden administration?
I don't know where she got them from.
Okay, well, the Biden administration partnered with, I do know, with Walgreens. And as far as like getting, a N95, they wanted to put out 400 million. And they said each person will be able to get 400 million, follow me. And each person who wants one will be able to get 3. Now, we could back on up because I remember we had 2, like at work, interchangeable, and they put it in this brown paper bag and like sprayed Lysol on it, and that was like the disinfectant, which was nuts. And it had gotten so bad that they had it in the same area, so all the nurses had their mask in the same area. You had your bag with your name on it, and your mask was missing when you went back. I must be talking about myself. I'm like,
it's getting personal.
Right, yeah, this is personal. I'm like, what happened to my mask? So people were using it. It had gotten that bad that you're like, okay, well, I'll just smell her breath for 12 hours,
Right.
And they have to be fitted. That's the thing, too. They have to be fitted. But if you call, it's Walgreens. If you call Walgreens and you can ask to see, put your name on the list, there's a phone number that's out there. I don't want to give the one phone number because there's so many different people out here, frauds, so many fraudulent people. Now, I couldn't believe it. Now, there was a number that was put out. So now it's the K95, I believe. Fraudulent. Like, that's not from the Biden administration. I'm like, really, with masks too? That's what we doing?
Yeah, this is the K95. KN95.
Oh, that's what you rocking with?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wearing the mask, do you think that the masks work?
This one? Uh-huh. The ones we just buy from the local, your corner beauty supply store? That's just for fashion. I ain't gonna lie. I got a bunch of them, but that's just for fashion. Now, there is one that I do have that is a fashion one. It has my family's name on it, my last name, but it is one of those ones where I have to order the N95 filters to put in. Okay.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all doing it. I remember my cousin had bought some K95s, and they put them in the oven. I guess that's like a way of sterilizing it or something. Just warming it up, heating it and not like a barbicide, but more like an autoclave type thing, to sterilize it. Let me tell you, pull yours back up, Nick. So the size for the listening audience was your standard size, like an N95, okay? When they came out the oven, they looked like fortune cookies. They had shrunk. It was the funniest thing ever. I was like, oh. So all of her money wasted. She had a dozen of them. I think it was like a dozen. They all came out super duper small. So just protect yourself. I do believe that the masks work. And the reason I say that is because you remember when you were little and your grandmother or your great aunt, like on a day like today, cover your mouth and nose so you don't get sick. So that's exactly, I'm like, that's exactly what's happening. Here you go. This is the same thing. And you didn't get sick. So now we got to do it. We got to protect ourselves in any way. When you are around someone who does not wear your mask, I'm going to put this out here and then we're going to move on. Please, when you're around someone who doesn't want to wear their mask or they don't have their mask on, please put yours on to protect you at that moment. Okay? All right, the Cracker Barrel. Did you know the Cracker Barrel has some stuff going on?
No.
Oh, man, the Cracker Barrel. They had to pay $9.4 million after a patron drank cleaning liquid. Now, yes. Look, yes, now I'm seeing their face, their expressions. Now, that scenario, let's partake. You're at the Cracker Barrel, boom. Let me go ahead and get my chicken and dumplings. That's what I have. And I have a drink. Now, they only put, this is just the headline, so I don't want to give you misinformation. This is the headline, but I want to play this back. And you take a sip, and it's a cleaning agent, cleaning liquid. How?
I was trying to kill that individual.
So you think it was intentional? Just talking.
It was intentional.
It was intentional.
It was intentional.
It wasn't an accident. That was intentional.
Because you would think that it's in a cup, right?
Right. Somebody that works there saw a person that they did not like and had that much disdain for, and that was intentional. I don't care, but that wasn't no accident. That was intentional.
That is crazy.
And they could have got away with it if they had ordered like an alcoholic drink and they just poured like half or something into it. But if it was just straight up, they're gonna know it was cleaning, and maybe that was intentional. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, now with all these challenges out here, what if somebody decided to do it? I mean, remember what was it, the washing powder pods or whatever? The top.
People do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I'm the type of person that if it was an accident and I happen to ingest it, I'm like, something's in here. I'm just not the sewer type. I would be like, you need to check this, which I could have looked, 9.4 million they got, but I would be like, something's in here, and I wouldn't want it to happen to somebody else, and I would just be like, and yeah, that happened, and then they'll be like,
it could be two scenarios then. Either somebody intentionally did that, or they was doing this dumb challenge, or had some money, money on their mind or whatever. Because people, money is the root of all people, and people
evil.
Think of stuff to do to get money, and
But I would feel like to get awarded that much money, they might have had organ damage or something. They must have drank the whole.
That's
cup.
what I'm wondering. Like, that's a lot.
You didn't sip it and say, "This don't smell right, it don't taste right, it don't look right. Let me just keep drinking."
right.
Right, because nobody got arrested. Nobody got arrested. So if somebody was working in the back was like, listen, I know that they put this in here. Go ahead and get that tested. That person, charges will be pressed. I'm positive.
Right.
That's why I was like, a cleaning liquid? Like, was there a patron there that they were like, bleach that. Y'all know how I do. I'm like, and you got bleach in there and somebody accidentally took it and thought it was something different. You know what I mean? It got my wheels turning. That's all.
Because I feel like, if I remember correctly, when you're in that kind of a setting, you have to keep cleaners in specific bottles.
MDS, right?
Cleaners in a cup, especially like if you work around kids or something, a child don't know. And what is it? Antifreeze tastes sweet, and it looks like juice. So,
Amber, did you try antifreeze?
No, the more you know moment.
Okay, all right, there you go. Yes.
But yeah, so you're not supposed to keep cleaning products in cups and stuff because it can get mixed. It can be mixed up. So why was it in a cup in the first place? I feel like I'm sure that's not protocol. As company as big as Cracker Barrel, I'm sure they're like, oh yeah, just put it in a cup. That's okay. Like, I feel
something's not right about that.
Yeah. So something ain't right. And for that much money,
9.4.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of suing, Cardi B sued Tasha K.
And what? Well, yeah, she sued her, and she won.
And for those who are familiar with the hip hop industry, or everybody knows Cardi B, I'm sure, or a lot of people. But Tasha K is a blogger, and she's a YouTuber getting paid big bucks. Listen, Cardi B, kudos to you, Cardi. Cardi B sued her for $3.8 million, a blogger. Here's what's interesting.
That much.
Listen, YouTuber, yeah, on YouTube they making money, and she got it. She got it. Now let me catch you guys up if you want to know what happened. Now all this is alleged. Don't be putting this out here, Cardi. Don't come for me because my likes ain't up. Look, my subscribers ain't up. I ain't like Tasha K right now. Okay. Tasha K said that Cardi B had an STD. The STD allegedly was herpes. Cardi sued her for it. And I know why she won. She won because Tasha K, they asked her, was it true? And she said no. She knew it wasn't true and she gave that information. That's why when you have a platform, if you want to give your
specific.
Right, but you have to know, especially when you're talking about somebody like they did with Usher. Remember Usher's business was all out there. I ain't planning on sleeping with Usher. Y'all didn't have to warn me about the herpes, allegedly, that girl said that he had. Like,
and that turned out to be a lie. She lied.
Listen, I don't know who lied, but my thing is, why are we doing this?
I think it's very nasty and mean-spirited. Because I feel like another reason why she got money was not only because it was a lie, but because she had like emotional distress. Because she was like dragging her too. And if you follow Cardi B or know anything about her, you can tell that she is very emotional. Mm-hmm. So when she says I was in emotional distress over this, like it's very believable because she's the type of celebrity that will go on social media and pop off and cuss out people and
and throw shoes at the Met Gala. Remember she did that with Nicki Minaj.
Exactly. So when she's like, she was telling these lies on me, and I was really upset, and it really bothered me. If you look at her history, it's like, oh yeah, I'm sure.
But that's the thing with Cardi B, though. You get back what you put out.
Yeah.
She does put it out, give it back, and she puts it out. But watch this though. I think this went to see. I liked her on Love and Hip Hop. I liked her from the beginning.
I didn't.
I loved her. And I watched her grow, and that's what I watched her blossom. But here's the thing that's really interesting.
I'll give her that much.
She changed the game. She changed the game. And I'm going to say why she changed the game. Because you have so many celebrities that's always attacked. And then they like look away like whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then now you have social media they're able to see. And it's a direct connect. Remember, you used to have to read the right-on magazines. And you'd be like, I'm never going to see these people. I hope I see them. The closest you got to them is calling a local radio station and requesting a song. Okay? Where now they get to see it. You could tag them in it. And once they get to see that, they're like turning their cheek like whatever. Here's some more lies. Here's some more lies. Where Cardi's like, that's a lie and I'm going to get you. So now bloggers who are using their platform to make up lies, to blatantly hurt somebody, to blatantly make up a lie, that was foul. And I'm glad that she won. But we have to be careful. And
I feel like Tasha K got into some hot water. She's been in hot water a couple times. I can't remember what the last situation was. But she's known for being a little messy. And like you said, Cardi B, I never watched Love and Hip Hop, but I watched her growth in maturity as well. And that's why I pointed out, like, I'm sure she was genuinely upset when somebody's sitting here telling bold-faced lies on you about your health. And then just disclosing someone's medical situation is just really trashy anyway. Yeah, I don't know if we were going to talk about Trey Songz.
And Chris. Let's go. Go with it, Amber.
Oh, yeah, and Chris.
Go with it.
I mean, I'm not surprised if it turns out to be true. I'm glad that woman, whoever it is, and I think it's a celebrity, and that's why, I don't know if y'all read the article or whatever, but they said they filed the court case anonymously because they're a musician and a singer and a writer and a dancer. I was like,
okay, hold on one second. Catch the listening audience up if they didn't.
Oh, if you ain't know, so Chris Brown and I think Trey Songz, but just recently, Chris Brown is getting sued for a couple million for rape.
Allegedly.
He's getting sued. The court's going to determine if it's true or not, of course. But the person is a woman, and she said that he invited her onto a boat, and he gave her a drink, and then she started feeling disoriented, and then he took her to a bedroom. He wouldn't let her leave, and then he raped her. And then afterwards, he told her to get a Plan B pill. And
a Plan B pill?
She's in the court case. The lawsuit is being filed anonymously because that's her choice and her business. Mm-hmm. Even if you're not a celebrity, you can file anonymously. But it said that she's a musician, she's a dancer, a performer, all this other stuff. So that makes me think this woman is like well known, like this is a celebrity, and that's another reason why she chose to file anonymously. Okay,
Trey Songz, what's the backstory on that one?
Trey Songz, I think he's getting sued for raping a couple women. I think sexual assault. Yeah, I think he's getting sued for rape, and then maybe giving somebody an STD, something nasty.
Allegedly. Look, I'm like allegedly.
Allegedly.
What's wrong with these people, especially our black people? Once you get, you work so hard to get your brand up, to get your name out there and become popular, why would you do something so stupid, especially nowadays with this cancel culture? Why would you go and do something so stupid to mess all of that up? I don't understand. I can understand for anyone, but especially for black people because it's so hard for us.
Do you mean black people or you mean black men?
Black people, because black women do dumb stuff too, so we can't just always blame things on the men. Our people as a whole, when you get yourself up there and you're doing good, don't do nothing to backtrack and knock yourself off, because karma is what? God don't like ugly, and honey, he'll show you. Just like he elevated you to where you are, honey, he can take and humble you real quick and knock that stool from under you. So I don't understand why. Why? Just why?
Especially during the whole Me Too movement, the Cuomo, Andrew, was it Andrew Cuomo? I be mixing the brothers up. It's just so much going on and they're taking everybody down. Why would you even attempt to do that? Now, I'm not saying that I believe her 110% because we haven't heard the case. However, when I saw Chris's, when the media outlet had released that, I said, how and why? Because Chris, we're still kind of upset with you the way you did Rihanna.
That's almost a decade ago, right?
Yeah, and you just
I did really go there. Rihanna actually was it Rihanna or was it another girl that he got into it? Anyway, when they were fighting, they used a shoe on him. That's why he
beat her up like that. I still don't see it. And I'm not saying that it's okay to beat up a guy. However, keep your hands to yourself. And women do need to realize when when you raise your fist, expect to get hit back regardless of who it is.
Right.
But he really beat the brakes off of her so bad. I saw the after effects, the aftermath. And I'm like, oh, man. You know what I mean? He just didn't stop. I wasn't there, but it was like he just went to town. And I'm sure she probably won't put her hands on anybody else. But you got to have better control. You have to have better control. And ladies, you have to have better control. Now, I did read a comment from Chris, and it wasn't directly from him. It was written, so alleged, covering myself up there. where he was saying it always happens as soon as I'm getting ready to release an album, and you know he got things coming up, and now here this is. But to say allegedly go get the plan B, that's a bit extreme.
Right.
I don't think so. You know, allegedly Drake takes the PrEP, the PrEP pill or whatever, and he's real loose. And I think a lot of it is generational. I forgave Chris Brown because Rihanna forgave Chris Brown. And I think it was with Oprah or Barbara Walters. She did an interview about the whole situation. She came from a violent household. And so with Chris Brown, there was drugs involved. I think allegedly he's still on drugs. That was my first thought. I was like, he might have been.
Well, he said that I think mom was with, or his mom was with somebody who was abusive. So that's what he saw. But does that justify it? To me, that'll steer me away.
But in reality, it's a lot of it is learned behavior, or they don't learn coping skills, and then it's all allegedly now. But I think as far as what is wrong with Black people or Black men specifically is when people get in the industry, it's demonic. And the people start getting a big inflated ego. That normal happens when people become celebrities, and they really look at these people that they've allegedly assaulted as beneath them and as less than human beings. So I don't need you. I'm big. I'm special. I'm a celebrity. I don't need you. I don't need.
Naomi Campbell is like that.
Yeah, she's a bit extreme. She's a bit extreme. They got footage of her. What'd you say?
She hasn't met the right person yet.
Well, I don't want her to get beat up. I don't want her to get beat up.
She has a habit of putting her hands on her workers and being really ignorant. Like I said, she has not met the right person yet. Because when she meets that right person and they go up, so when she go to swing and they go upside her head, that's gonna humble her real quick. Sometimes, and I don't want to condone violence, because y'all know I'll fight in a minute. But I don't want to condone violence. We should not resort to that. But some people just won't get it until you knock them on their behind.
Well, here's the thing. Why do you even have to do that? Why don't they just quit? Like, get out of here. She'll be by herself, isolated on the island. Or is this the R. Kelly effect?
With some people, like I said, even put you, because people got the word. You don't want to, nobody want to work for her.
But here's the thing.
Like
I look at
people, they really need to learn the hard way. She's one of the ones.
Look, Nick, you just want to fight her. You want to fight her. You want to fill out an application, get employed, and dare her to swing on you. That's what I see right now. Dare her to throw a shoe. You see her, Amber? Emotions are high.
Because I like to tell her, right? Listen, you have formally been introduced to Siren. Play me if you want to. Play with me if you want to.
You off the hook.
For those of you that don't know who Siren is, that is me.
We ain't doing that because y'all got to pay for commercial time. You are Nick the voice on here. Nick the voice on here.
People need to quit, but obviously she pays people good, for one, maybe. But the thing is, some people, you really have to show them better than you can tell them.
I get it.
You can talk about walking away, yes, but some people need to learn that lesson the hard way. You just got to give them the one tool, just one
and then quit.
All it's going to take is for one time. That's all it's going to take for some of these folks. One time, get them real good, guarantee you it'll change their life.
So you feel like you want to fight Chris?
I actually think that they don't learn, they will never learn, and that's one of the things that they're going to have to take up with the creator, because it's supply and demand. When you're a difficult person to be around, what you end up with is you end up surrounded by people who tolerate you and tolerate your behavior because they need desperately whatever you're giving them.
Yes, but they might give her what somebody at Cracker Barrel gave that patron.
They're going to hit them or quit or stand up for themselves, and they're going to exit the situation. But then someone new is going to come in, and they're going to need that money real bad. They're going to have real low self-esteem, and they're just going to take it.
So just get abused, be a slave, because that's what I look at it as. It's like, okay, you just allow somebody to beat you up so that you can pay your bills. See, and who wants those people around you? Because, see, I wouldn't trust those people around me because I'd be like, they might try to Cracker Barrel me.
Listen, I'll be like LL Cool J. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you
But
out.
then you know what? Then they might, guess what? They're not going to hire you. They're going to be like, no, keep going. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So you're not a good fit. And then there was a TikTok.
Okay.
I forgot what the term is, but thread or whatever, where it's like asking men, would you be gay for 24 hours for $1 billion? And these guys were like, hell yes!
That's
like, $1 billion with a B? So I feel like it's that kind of situation where if you feel like the compensation is worth it, a lot of people will put up with a whole bunch of mess. And I feel like that's how a lot of these celebrities end up being surrounded by yes men.
I can see that. I can see that. And you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So, I mean, if she don't get her comeuppance on earth, God got it for her. So, I don't worry.
I listen here. I saw some footage and I said, oh my. Now, let's talk about Janet. When you talk about her movie came out yesterday. Well, her documentary.
Oh, okay. I hadn't even. I forgot. I remember hearing that she was making a movie. No, I wasn't Janet. It was Halle Berry. I know Halle Berry was making a movie.
Are you gonna watch Halle Berry's movie?
Isn't it about a black female, the first black female boxer?
No, yeah, I thought she was doing a documentary. I'm talking about Janet Jackson's documentary. Wait a minute. Whoa. Let me finish. Let me put this out here because I love me some Janet. I mess with Janet. Janet Jackson tonight is the last night. It started yesterday. And tonight is the last night. It's on Lifetime and A&E. So there was some stuff. That's why I was thinking about like with Chris Brown and all the alleged things. And then you got Janet, a celebrity, Cardi B, with the lies, and she sued her person. Remember Janet, Nick, when the baby, Nick, the baby by the barge.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when he was on Love and Hip Hop, when his daughter confronted him and asked him about it. He's still saying that there is a child. Janet confirmed last night that there wasn't. And she said, why would I keep a child from their father? Plenty of reasons why you left him, because he was on drugs. Who wants to subject their child to that? So I'm still on the fence with that one, because it's just the way that they were looking when they were asking that question before she answered it. Even her sister Revie, they were sitting there looking like, the look on their face was like, oh, shoot. And then so it's hard to know who really to believe, because I remember a couple years ago watching that when his daughter Christiana asked him. And then it's funny because her name is Christiana. The niece, Janet's niece, Steviana.
So can you catch up the younger audience and make me familiar with this tea?
Yes.
Okay. So,
and I'll sip some while she goes.
That don't know. Michael Jackson's baby sister, Miss Janet Jackson. Y'all know Janet Jackson. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Or Charlene on Different Strokes.
She used to be on, yeah. If you was young enough to watch it, some of them still be like, who, what?
Penny.
Okay.
Penny off of Good Times.
Penny off of Good Times. She was on Different Strokes, and if you don't remember Different Strokes, that's the one with Arnold. What you talking about? That one. Okay, but anyway, she was Willis' girlfriend. When she turned 18, she was doing anything to get away from her daddy. All of them got married early to get away from their daddy. But anyway, she married James DeBarge. They were only married a year, and then all of a sudden the marriage was annulled. Now, you can't get a marriage annulled if you have children. But allegedly, she was pregnant because everybody remembers when she started picking up weight. And then all of a sudden she came out and she was skinny again. You know what I mean? Now I do know when you're stressed out, you pick up weight from being stressed. Look, yeah. But, there was allegedly a child born between the two of them. And it could have happened. They got the marriage and all, and it could have happened because she could have found out afterwards. But she's saying no, she would never keep a child from their father. And listen, baby, if I got a child and I know the daddy is a drug addict, no, you can't see my child till you get yourself straight, period, point blank, in the conversation. But he's saying there is a child. He's still saying there is a child. So nobody knows. But yes, Janet, that's my girl. Love her to death.
Go ahead, Amber. Go. Amber's wheels are turning. Go, Amber.
Okay, so first off, I want to say just another more moment. I totally support parents, whether you're the father or the mother, keeping the child away from the other parent if they're addicted. Like, that's traumatizing to the child, and I think it's worse for the child to be around that than for them not to have that other parent. That's my consent. Secondly, forget not being around a father. You would hide your own child from the world. You would publicly not claim your own kid. Because didn't she say she don't have kids in this lap? The baby she had at 50 was her first baby?
Yeah.
So, look, I mean, as far as keeping the baby away from the daddy, it's whatever. But you are going to sit here and tell the world, I don't have a child. I'm disowning this child. Like, that.
She allegedly gave the child away. Sister. She said first they said it was her niece Brandy, Jackie's daughter.
Alleged.
Then they said that it was Randy's daughter. That's that Stevie Wonder, the one that looks just like her. But then I'm like, well, how's that Randy's child if they were saying allegedly that Rebe raised the child? So it's kind of, I don't know, but like if you were like especially with the father, the way they grew up, and it finally came out, and they all did. If you had a father like that, then yeah, I could kind of see it, at first. So I'm still kind of on the fence with that one. Maybe, she just want to leave it buried and leave it where it's at because it's so late in the game now, and she just was so adamant about not having a child at first, especially with the daddy that they had. But then, you want to keep that child away from drugs and everything. So I'm still not totally convinced that she don't have one. But then again,
let me play Inspector Gadget and wordplay. Talk about wordplay. First of all, I'll say this. It is crazy how that is the largest alleged rumor ever that we the people believe that she had a child. I mean, that's one of the largest. It's like, okay, and even though she says it on here, but listen to what she said. Nick, you want to say it again? What did she say when they asked her about the pregnancy, about the child? We didn't ask about the pregnancy. They asked about the child. Say it back, and do you remember? She would never
keep a child away from their father.
Here's the deal. If she gave that child up for adoption, that's no longer his child.
Exactly.
That's true.
And that's why I was like, interesting. She didn't say, I birthed a child. She didn't say, I would never give my child away. She said, why would I keep a child away from his father? That's what she said.
But she did.
What if he wasn't the daddy? What if it was Bobby Brown? Alleged.
But she did say, though, she did also say, let me make sure I remember it right. If I had a child by James, I would not, why would I keep a father away from the child? She was like, I would not keep a child away from James.
She wouldn't be able to, I guess so.
Yeah, something like in that,
Did she talk about, like on Bobby Brown's documentary, which that was a pretty good one.
Bobby didn't come up last night. Let's see if he come up tonight.
Now, Bobby put her out there. Look, Bobby Brown said Janet. I'm waiting to see if Janet admits to Bobby.
You know what? Because she She was messing with Bobby Brown, according to Bobby Brown, allegedly. She was messing with Bobby Brown, and then the one day that they got finished doing the do, she told him she was getting ready to get married, and that's when she got married to that Renee. Now, they went, and she talked about her marriage relationship to Renee last night. Bobby Brown didn't come up.
B.
She played you, bro. She made you look crazy. Tell me what you gonna do.
He was loving her. He was loving her. Bought her that car, and she was like, and then she had an attitude, according to his documentary, when he bought her that car. Remember? Poor thing, poor B. But listen, I'm interested in watching it. If you guys are interested in watching it, let me say this first. Janet Jackson's documentary the second part is to air tonight, and what it is supposed to be in celebration of her 40th, honor of her 40th record anniversary. So that's what this is all about. And she wanted to tell her story, her way. So she actually produced it, and I guess it was in the making for like 5 years or so. And she finally was able to tell her story. They said, now watch this. They said if you want to watch it or watch it free, it streams on Hulu, Sling, and I guess that's Philo. But I checked it out for y'all, so don't even go there. When you go there, you can watch it free because of the free trial. And then after that, it'll be like $35 a month. Don't get stuck on the free trial. Because remember, before, free trials used to be like 30 days. They're like 5 and 10 now. So don't get stuck. On to this. Now, y'all know the Omicron that showed out in December. Real bad, that restaurants were hurting. So by these restaurants hurting, remember Biden gave them like $100.9 trillion to stay afloat. But according to some of the restaurant owners, they said the extension wasn't long enough as far as like the amount. They said the extension wasn't long enough and they're having to, close their doors. We know that food is inflating. I did see, and you guys check that out. They were talking about they didn't want to increase the price on the food. So what they're doing is decreasing the amount of food and keeping the price the same. So go ahead and buy a box of raisins, and you're like, okay, why is this 3/4 full?
Listen.
Wait, let me tell you this. Prime example. $5 foot long. Who was that?
Subway.
How much is the Subway now? $11, man. It's $11. It's $11. $11. The freaking jingle is in my ear. And it's 10 something. It's almost $11.
$11, I can go get me a long piece of French, the little French loaf or whatever. Oh no, it'll be more than that. Cause never mind.
Yeah, inflation. It's crazy how things are.
The cheese costs a lot too. Then if I only get a few slices, I might, But
Cause you remember the and I'll say it, Bellaria, the original Bellaria though. But do you remember how Bellaria pizza? It used to be a certain amount, and then like if you wanted the extra cheese, you had to pay like almost $20 more. So you're paying like $40 for a slice. Like, that is crazy. But let me put this out here. The 1.9 trillion that was the American Rescue Plan Act for the people who have restaurants. Now, people are blaming it on the folks that got the PPP loan. But I was like, this is different money. And the restaurants are trying to stay open. So give me and the people who own restaurants some ideas of how to stay afloat, because I like the mom and pop shops. I trust the mom and pop stores and restaurants. Go ahead.
As of yesterday, a former employee, because I started a new job on Monday.
Oh, child, you crack. You got how many W-2s? Don't put it on air. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm a hustler.
Yes, you are.
It don't make sense to me, so I got to keep elevating it. More money.
Yeah, I know it. You know what? Wait, that's a good thing, because we as Black people have the tendency to be so dedicated to our coworkers that we be like, oh, I don't want to leave them. even if it means you have job advancement that'll pay more. Look at Nick. Nick said, bye, see, I'm not committed to nobody. I didn't know you before. But we'll be like, oh, our friends are there. Why is that? I know you guys beg to differ because y'all not on it. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I got social media and I was on the phone with my friend when I was clocking out. Tell so-and-so in the chat box, and everybody, she said, oh, so-and-so said bye, this and that. I was like, tell them to hit me up on social media, give them my name, and give my number out in the chat box. And for anybody that want to call, text me. There you go. That's how we'll stay in contact. Other than that, when there's more money being given, your girl got to go. I'm not about to be stuck in no job and make a career out of a job for the next 20, 30 years, and I'm still only making such and such amount of money, and you don't want to give me no increase. And every time I go to apply for a better position, it's always something.
Oh, okay. So you had some roadblocks.
Yeah, but they were always using me as, what we call moderator, chat helpers too, up under the supervisor, like a supervisor or assistant.
Like a crew leader.
Team. But when it's time for me to get a supervisor position or go to QA or even recruiting, it was always something. Oh, you're so good. We need you to be in chat more. We need you to do this, do that. And when I do it, then it's bye.
Now, you know what? But let me say this. How do we fix that? Because it's a compliment, but it's stagnant. So it's like a backhanded compliment, so to speak. Because I know if knowing both you ladies' work ethic, I would be so happy to be like, yes. And I would want you to grow. I'd be like, let's find this other position or something. Exactly. But if I know that I don't have to think about that because I know it's going to get taken care of, you guys help people sleep at night. Meanwhile, you're not happy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's, like you said, it's a stagnant mindset, but it's also a component of like the crabs in the barrel mentality. Yep. Like you should be trying to elevate. At the end of the day,
train somebody just like you. How about that? Train them just like you first before you leave us and go up.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you should not be looking at other people that are like further along than you or better off in their careers or make more money than you with envy and or like resentment. Like, oh, they left us for money. Like,
you'd be like, absolutely, that was the goal. That's the objective.
That's a part of it. If you're sitting here thinking that your coworker friends are looking at you like that, they're not your friend. And if they was really your friend, they would be cheering you on. We should be cheering you on.
They all did. But my thing is, we don't get holiday pay. If you want to make that money up, that you could work 2 hours per day overtime, as long as it's within the same week of the holiday and all that. I ain't got nothing to do. But anyway,
wait. Did you know that? Did you know that before you got hired at the job?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, so you can't complain about it.
But it was okay. It was okay. Number two, because I got promoted from just the regular to.
Oh, okay, I get it. So you figured there should be some porks.
But with the other promotions that they were always telling me, go ahead, we're gonna be posting this job. It is more money. We think you'd be a good fit. As soon as I applied for it, and it was an excuse.
Okay, go ahead, Amber. I know you wanted to weigh in.
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say, but as far as you knew that when you started, I think that's a part of like people looking at confusing jobs with a career. Like if you're staying with one company and that's your career, okay, understand that. But if it's a job and it's supposed to be a stepping stone to something better and greater, then be cognizant of that and don't forget that. Like I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Let me get my experience. Let me get my reputation established. And then I'm going to be pushing on and upwards.
Okay. I like it.
I was hoping to have a career with this company, but elevating different positions. And every time I was told to put my application in for a position and I did, then it would be, oh, well, sorry, but maybe next time, but we need you here. No, you're not going to keep me stagnant in the same. You encourage me to apply for these other positions, higher positions, but then, I don't get it. And you say, well, we really need you here. Can you? Nah, I'm cool now. But anyway,
what you can do is when they encourage you to apply for different positions, be like, okay, I'm going to apply for these positions, and I'm also going to apply for the same positions in other companies. And if you don't want to promote me, okay, well, let's see if this other company will hire me. And if they do, thanks for the encouragement. I moved up in a position, but with a different company. So
I talked to the big boss of operations.
Okay. Come on,
Coach. I was frustrated one day, and he actually saw that I was frustrated in chat, and he reached out to me on his own.
Okay.
It's like, what's going on? And I let him know what I was frustrated about.
Very good.
Okay, I understand, and just keep doing, because you're doing a wonderful job. We need you. I would hate to have you leave.
Well, pay me those wages then. How about that? I'll be like, okay, pay me those wages.
What I was told when I was like, we need more. I said, we all need more money because of the amount of work, and we're getting more projects in that you're expecting us to do, and we're doing this, and I'm being split between inbound and outbound because you guys said you only picked the best for outbound and this and that, and then you're still expecting me to do outbound calls, inbound calls, and help in the chat room with other teammates that are the newer ones and help train them all in the same. I got to multitask. Okay, well, if I'm multitasking, I need more money to multitask. You know what I was told? Well, what we're making, we're in the top 3% in America right now.
Five now. It's 5 now. But let me move on, okay? And then we'll chat after. Look, we'll write letters on your behalf. Oh, you left already, right? Let me tell you what's going on in Michigan. A Michigan school is under fire for not providing litter boxes for the students who identify as cats. Listen, oh my goodness, listening audience, if you could see their reaction, you guys got to go. Listening audience, when you get the opportunity, you can go to YouTube or Facebook, Shop Talk with Mel, then you can see the reaction. You can see what I'm seeing. Yes, there are students who identify as cats, and they want to bring their litter boxes to school. So who's cleaning the litter box? Because we know Mr. Barry ain't doing it.
Okay. So, my first thought was trying to be intelligent and professional. Isn't there laws? This is in Michigan. I think there's laws been passed about flagrant lawsuits or something. Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a bunch of nonsense. It sounds, and if I was a parent there, I would be up at the school board. I would go to the court case. I would go to the hearings and be like, this is nasty. It's unsanitary. What do we like to say? Our school's unable to provide services for your students. We are not a good place for your child.
Right. Now, here's what's interesting. There was a parent that was upset that they wouldn't allow her child to bring the litter box.
That's crazy.
Right. They're pushing another agenda. They're pushing another agenda. It's like, stop it already. Yeah. You're not a cat. You're not a cat. Go ahead, Nick. Weigh in.
Oh, Jesus, fix it. Listen, I rebuke all that spirit in the name of Jesus. Lord, we need fixing. What's wrong with these people? Jesus.
They want to be a cat.
Nowadays, what happened to the old-fashioned parents who were raising their children to be just what they are? You were born a female. You are now a female. When you get older, you choose your path. I'm with you. A cat?
A cat.
So now we birthing animals?
A cat.
We gotta follow the science.
These free parents are killing me. You're killing me. Be a freaking parent, not your child's friend. A parent. You're
Amber said,
with these kids, and then they grow up to be
now you got the cat lady being a serial killer, the cat girl. I'm just joking. Amber says they following the science.
Follow the science. The science says that you're not a cat. You're a human.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
And yeah, like I said, that sounds very unsanitary to me.
Listen, I would be so grossed out if I went to the restroom and it was a litter box over there and I got to look at that.
Right, and you know what? And you know, a litter box is for a cat. You know how big a cat is? A cat's not that big. You know how big a human is? It's all going to be like a little cat turd in there. It'll be a big old...
And how do you feel comfortable enough to just be like right here in this box? Like...
Right, and not in a toilet. You can toilet train a cat and a dog.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You can't toilet train a child? See, that's a CPS phone call to me.
You calling? You turning them in, Amber?
I'm turning them in.
But you know what? The way CPS be running anymore, I don't know. I wouldn't trust CPS. It's like these people are getting these jobs and getting these careers just for the money. They don't care. It's like, how can you not remove a child from a home that's constantly getting calls about abuse or whatever else, and you take the kids for a minute and let them go back, and then all of a sudden the poor child is gone. Listen, like, people, what's wrong with y'all? Okay. Jesus, fix it. Jesus, please fix it. Just come and slap a couple people or something. Lay the Bible on their forehead. Something, just something. What is wrong with folks nowadays? Like, for real, a cat. And then they mad at the school system. Man, if that school system buckled and the judge awarded it.
They won't have no janitors. Do you know it's hard to get a janitor anywhere nowadays?
And bus drivers.
Oh, yeah, and bus drivers.
Because don't nobody want to be bothered with this doggone coronavirus mess.
No, don't nobody want to be a cat. Can the cat ride the bus? I'm still stuck on the cats in Michigan.
Yeah.
That the school, like, if that's what you choose to do and you want to allow your child to pretend that they're a cat or to be a cat and you have a litter box that they're using at the house. Wait a minute. Wait, because you're cutting me out. If you want to do that, then guess what? Go ahead. Use the litter box at home. But when you come to school, we don't have a litter box here, ma'am.
Yeah.
Homeschool your child.
Now, there you go. They don't want to homeschool. Now that right there, no, a lot of parents aren't okay with homeschooling.
But then
hey, that's the bell. All right, here's your Q-tips for today. We're talking about saving money. According to BuzzFeed, here are some tips on how to save money. Now, I thought this was pretty good. Put some in your savings. We know that. Put some in your savings. How hard is it for you to save money? By putting it in your savings. Do you spend your savings, ladies? Do you find yourself...
savings?
Oh, okay. What about you? Go ahead. You do what?
I keep my money in my checking account, and then I want to start investing because savings accounts are pretty much a waste of money. Like, they're expenditure. It's not, the money is not, you're not making the money work for you.
Okay, here's the second one. Here's the second one. Use one credit card at a time. What's your thoughts on that, Nick?
It was working until I moved.
That's different, though. That's a little different. So that's good. All right, 3. Use a journal. So write down everything you spend your money on. That will work.
I need to start doing that. I try, but then after a while, I'll be forgetting or get lazy and forget and be like, wait a minute. So, thank goodness I'm one that check my bank account all the time, so I know what's spent, what's supposed to be spent, and I keep my receipts.
Watch this. When you write down, once you take a journal of everything that the entire day, you can do it just one day. I challenge you guys to do it. One day, you take and journal everything you spend your money on. I bet your largest expense will be food.
Yes.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I love food.
Always.
But I was
That's
gonna say,
crazy.
if you're savvy and depending on what your bank service offers, if you have it where it will text you whenever a charge is on your card, that's the easy way. Or if you can pull up your account balance on your phone, so you don't have to write it down. It's all right there, and it helps you keep track of it. If you put it, utilize your bank's app service.
Text message and email.
Now that's good, but I will say this: when you download apps, this is just me. I have a problem with downloading my bank's information, the app, because if I leave my phone somewhere, somebody can see who I bank with, and then boom, you might find yourself being a victim of identity theft. All right, number 4, according to BuzzFeed, restrict yourself from buying. You choose the 3 months. Watch this. Restrict yourself. Oh, the battery died. Restrict yourself from buying for 3 months out of the year, and you choose the 3 months. How about that? So 3 months out the year, you cannot buy anything. So you got another 9. You got another 9 to buy something.
Well,
That's kind of hard though. Well, because you need toiletries. Well, I guess if you buy in bulk. So, but
Okay, sound like that's something that you won't do. Okay, or to be challenging. Go ahead, Amber. I want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, well, even if you buy in bulk, you still gotta buy food. So, is it like not anything outside of necessities?
Right. Correct.
you know, I can do that anytime.
Yeah, I feel like I do that. I'm doing that 11 months out the year. Like,
Are you okay?
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff that I have gone without for a while, so yeah, like, and it don't bother me at all. I mean,
And
if I have the money to get it, I get it. If I don't have the money to get it, I won't get it.
okay, and the last one is what you said, Nick. Save your receipts to ensure you're not being overcharged or the price didn't increase on you, i.e., $5 foot long. You know, you sit there, it's so easy.
That's crazy.
And the other one, if you choose, use cash. It's harder to hand over cash than it is to swipe a card.
yes.
So I'll run these by you lovely people one more time. This is saving money according to BuzzFeed. Put some in your savings. Use one credit card at a time. Use a journal. Write everything down. You can do it for a day and see how much you spend. Number 4 is restrict yourself from buying 3 months out of the year. And you get to choose the months, which is really good. So I would be like my birthday. You know what I mean? I'd be like choosing the ones that I'm definitely going to buy. And then you gradually increase your months based on your goal. So whatever it is that you're trying, whatever goal you're trying to meet, whatever amount it is that you want to save, you increase. Now, 3 months, that's good. You increase your months regarding, as far as purchasing items. 3 months, I think that's pretty good. I don't know if I can do like 6 months because that's what they were recommending, 6 months.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. 6 months. 3 months is hard, but 6 months, yeah, that's just.
See, my 3 months would be January, March, and October. Nothing jumping off.
Okay, see, I was thinking in terms of 3 consecutive months, but if you just, I do that all the time then.
That's what Amber was saying.
Not by thing. Yeah, I do that all the time. That's a natural for me.
Well, I just want to say that
Not a stick of gum either. Nothing.
Like,
not a bag of peppermints. Nothing.
Besides the necessary toiletries, and a lot of times when I go to buy that stuff, like I buy paper towels in bulk. I'll go and buy toilet tissue in bulk. I buy my soap in bulk. I buy my deodorants and stuff in bulk. So that is a given for me.
Okay.
I don't have to spend money on that, and then the little frivolous stuff that I usually spend money on, I can go without. I'm doing it now.
All right.
So
you handling it.
Yeah, I'm a hustler. I'm gonna go get it. I got to get it. however I can, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Well, and I
I got
will say,
always going on.
I think for me personally, the receipts, keeping receipts is really helpful. But yeah, like she was saying, I do, like, as far as like restricting, I do that all the time. And truly, the first thing is to set a goal, set a number that you want to get to. You know, if you're ambiguous, you're unlikely to actually increase your savings. And then, secondly, people don't want to hear it since we're talking about hustling, but you really need to increase your income. If you want to have more disposable income and more savings, you really, you can only restrict so much. And since you pointed out that most people spend the bulk of their money on food, not unhealthy food, but like less expensive food, buying food in bulk, and then cooking at home can save you a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Nick, what we got going on the big screen?
Alrighty. Well, the long-awaited Scream, another Scream movie, is just Scream. It's not Scream 5. Just Scream.
Oh, that's
Has
good.
come out. That dropped yesterday.
Okay.
And your girl watched it last night. And I have to say, if you are a Scream fan, please make sure you watch this one because this one was good too. There was a real bittersweet moment in there. Almost cried. Your girl almost shed a tear. But this one was very, very good. It was in the running with the original Scream. This one was very, very good. So if you are a Scream fan, I definitely suggest you go see that. I'm not going to, especially since it just dropped yesterday, I'm not going to give the plot twist. I'm not going to say anything, give any hints away, but definitely you want to make sure you go see that. Also, I do see, and I have to watch it. I'm going to watch this tonight, the new movie for the little kids, Sing 2. I've been hearing a lot of good things about that. I heard it was very good. So if you have children or if you just a child at heart, you'd like to go watch movies like that, please make sure you go and check out Scream 2. I will be watching that tonight.
Isn't that a horror film?
Scream is a horror film. Sing 2, I'm sorry. Sing 2.
Okay.
That's child's film. Next we're on the 3rd, we have a movie called Moonfall dropping. I keep hearing good things about that. I can't remember who's in that right now, but that is a good movie. I'll have to check that out, but we'll discuss that next week. It drops on the 3rd. I'm trying to think I was looking to see what other movies are coming out. I guess, the movie industry, the films are starting to come back to the theater now that the theaters are back open. So we have some more films coming out and dropping there.
Let me ask you this. Are you excited about going back into the theater?
Actually, yeah, because I like watching it at home, but it's better when you're out around people. You can go in and get that expensive behind popcorn, $15.
Food! The food! I thought you was going to say, keep your receipt.
It's just something about being in the theater like a date night or even with just going with a bunch of your friends. We need to get back to that normalcy. Maybe once we start getting back to doing normal things, everything else around us is going on will kind of like subside. But we do need to get back to normal, some type of normalcy in our life. So I really want to go back to the theater.
What about you, Amber?
I can take it or leave it. On my to-do list is to get new sofa set, and I want to get the theater style chairs. I'm gonna get a big TV, so I'll be all set at home.
You'll be all.
A date night. Yeah, I can see a date night, but yeah, And then also I want to say I saw Sing 1. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it. I'm a kid at heart, so I'm really looking forward to seeing Sing 2. Also, Zootopia came out roughly the same time. Also another great kids film. So, yeah.
Okay.
I have to watch that one. I like watching kids films too. My all-time favorite is always going to be The Lion King with Timon and Pumbaa. Them two.
I have never seen it.
Love them. You've never seen The Lion King?
I'm not a big movie person. I gotta.
Yeah.
The first movie I saw was E.T. and I only saw it because Amber's like, "What's E.T.?"
Right.
Terrestrial.
That's funny.
Watched the whole thing. I've seen
But it was so good back then. But the only reason that I went is because all of my aunt took all of us, all my cousins, and we went and I watched the movie and I was like, okay. Now I've always been the same. The one movie that I actually went to the theater to see was Eddie Murphy Raw.
And Black Panther.
That was after, but Eddie Murphy Raw, that was like my first one where I actually paid money to go and see. So all of those other movies, I just was like, eh. But I wanted to see Eddie Murphy Raw as a child. What is going on?
Ooh, he
What?
was raw. He was raw.
What in the world? Listen, that red leather outfit was cold blooded. I was like, I got to see that.
Yeah, it was.
I had to see that in person. And listen, me and my cousin Michelle, we went there, Newport Theater, Southside, and we only had like $5. I don't even know why the man let us in, but it was good. We was laughing, having a good time, watching a grown film, okay? And guess what? My other cousin Tanja was there, and Tanja dropped the popcorn.
Oh, I know you was mad.
Let me tell you, I was done. If you know me, you know I ain't fooling with nothing. The other people that was there got the popcorn off the top of the part that hit the floor. I was putting it back. They was like, they said, listen. They was like, oh, it's still good here. No, thank you. But because it didn't hit the floor, so the whole large that we put all our money in for, bam, hit the floor. And it was like a big pile, but they took the top part and they had fun. But it was
popcorn didn't cost that much back in the day, like it do.
It was $5. It was $5 for a large.
$15, $20 for a big old box.
Are you willing to spend that just for the ambiance, for the experience? No.
I'm not going to pay if my date wants to pay.
Now, when I take the kids, I whatever the kiddies want, when I take them to a movie, whatever they want, Aunt Nikki's gonna get. That's why I'm the favorite aunt.
That is so nice. Just don't take them on your 3 months that you won't be spending.
I don't take them often, trust me. I don't take them often, but when I do take them, or even when we out and about as a family, they'll ask Mama and Daddy. Mama and Daddy don't do it, and they'll ask Aunt Nikki. And of course, I gotta be the big old softy. Now, sometimes if I don't have it, I'll tell them, Aunt Nikki don't have it. But other than that, I get it.
I heard that. All right, ladies, I truly enjoyed you. I did, and I thank you guys for coming on as usual, each and every Saturday to my lovely people. Amber, we got to get together. We got to do some things. Okay?
Definitely.
Yes. Nick, I'm so excited on your job advancement. You making it happen. Because you'll quit a job like I'm out. How much you paying? Boom, boom. Is it a dollar? Let me ask you this before we go off. Is it a dollar amount that you would leave? Like, you know what I mean? Like some people be like, okay, well, they're paying me $7 more. I'm going to go. $3 more. Yeah, more than what you were making. $3 more an hour. Is that worth leaving? Like, what if it, you know what I mean? Yeah. If you have to drive.
$2 more. $2 more.
$1 more is worth, trust me.
$1 more an hour is worth it. What if you have to travel further? And then now you got to pay gas.
Listen, with job number 1, I don't have to travel. I still do it from home.
Okay.
And I get raises, whereas the job that I just left, I don't get a raise. I'm stuck at that. And I made good money at this job, but I didn't get any raise. So therefore, that $1 more, and I get annual raises, and I get holiday pay.
Well, I heard that. Do not, whatever you do, Nick, because I know how you get on the road. Do not say their name, because those people did you right. So don't be dogging them, because
now
they might want to call you back for a manager's position.
Job number 1, I get a great discount if I want to travel. But anyway, job number 2. I'm making a little bit more money. I start that on Tuesday, so I start Monday and Tuesday. I'm working 2 jobs. Now, job number 2, I do have to travel.
So tell me, but well, let me go back. So you said $1. $1 more you're willing to leave for $1 more.
Yeah, because I get annual raises.
No, I'm just saying overall. I'm just trying to understand.
Oh yeah, $1, $2. Now I'd rather leave for $2, $3, $4, and I've been striving for that. But $1 more because $1 more, just $1 more. Yeah.
Okay.
Trust me, them dollars add up at the end of the year.
I'm sure.
That's exactly
A whole 365 extra dollars. Go ahead, Amber. What would you want to say?
I'm assuming that things are equal. I mean, like she was getting into the details of it, like there's give and take to it. But yeah, that $1 extra hour, 40 hours a week, multiply that per month by the year, that's a couple $1,000 difference in pay. So that is significant.
Okay, so for the listening, for the listening, let me ask this: for the listening audience, is it better to get a percentage raise or a dollar amount raise?
You just gotta do the math to see what's better.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta crunch the numbers.
Okay. All right. Listen, I'm about to head up out of here. Thank you guys for listening. I truly love you for listening. And hopefully I'll see you lovely ladies real soon. We'll chat. Yes. Find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people. Shop talk right here. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3. Shop talk. There we go. On your favorite podcast. One day, it's almost 10 years. We still can't get it together. All right.
I know. It ain't that like being in the studio. I ain't even gonna lie.
I miss that so much.
I miss it. The energy of it, everything.
Me too. I do, because in the studio, we kicked it, had a blast, and people couldn't see what we were doing because we were on radio. Now with the whole, the Zoom and the stream that we do, and now with the social distancing, man, listen, put your mask on. Give somebody a hug. That's what you do. That's today's footnote. Hopefully you trust the person. Put your mask on. Make sure they put their mask on. Make sure their N95 is fit good. And just give somebody some love. All right. One more time. Find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people. Shop talk. A mess. Peace. Love you guys for listening.